Former Minister of Education and APNU AFC Member of Parliament Nicolette Henry said the coalition is dissatisfied with the lack of preparedness for the reopening of schools by the Ministry of Education. Henry was speaking during a virtual press conference this morning. She noted that the safety and well-being of Guyanese is priority for the APNUFC.
While there has been a learning loss for learners due to closures throughout Guyana and in many other parts of the world, if not in every other part, there is certainly a need for the return to school to be guided by science. I have seen the Ministry of Education here speak about UNICEF's call to have schools reopening. What I did not hear from the ministry is how they plan to implement the same UNICEF's guidance for safe and healthy journeys to school during the COVID-19 pandemic and beyond. This is a guidance document that was prepared by UNICEF in 2021 and provides key guidance to countries in terms of the reopening of schools. And it touches on some areas which I will briefly touch on, and that is engaging the entire school community. As you would know, it is very important that we engage all stakeholders when you have to make policy decisions, specifically related to the people in terms of their well-being in this specific case. I also noticed that UNICEF touched on ensuring that physical distancing is encouraged and put in place during school sessions, and that will require some amount of infrastructural work here in Guyana, given that our classroom sizes are the way they are and the number of students per classroom, as you know, does not allow for that particular protocol to be implemented. There's also a very clarion call to promote safety practices and also hygiene practices, not only at school, but on your way to school, particularly as it comes to the use of public transportation. And last, but certainly not least, a priority in terms of ensuring that the school and the learning environment is safe is equal access for marginalized populations, particularly those that would require special education needs. What we have not seen or we haven't heard in any particular detail, or even just to give us the framework as to how these measures are to be implemented. And so it does raise a red flag, and I thought that it would be a good opportunity to engage the media on this particular matter, given that it concerns the health, safety, and well-being of a significant number of Guyanese, because it's not only the children who are attending school, but certainly the teachers, and when they go home, it also speaks to the home, which would, in many cases, involve extended family members.
According to former Junior Minister of Health, Dr. Karen Cummins, the Ministries of Health and Education need to map out a clear path to avoid confusion among teachers and students. She also called for attention to be paid to our frontline workers.
However, one would have thought that the Minister of Education, the Honorable Priya Manichan, would have consulted and have crafted a plan that would have allowed for the safe re-entry of our students and teachers, given the magnitude of such an undertaking. The frontline workers are at severe risk not only for the Delta variants, which we know is already present in our society, but also the more transmissible Omicron, which I know is already here. Therefore, attention must be paid to our at-risk workers, our nurses, our doctors, our law enforcement officers, to ensure that they are not impacted because of the hybrid situation created by the Delta and Omicron, which occurs simultaneously. It is also important to note that the Omicron virus can spike in the third week of transmission and can put a huge burden on the healthcare system, as there could be an increase in absenteeism among healthcare workers.
The coalition has criticized what they call the mismanagement and mishandling of the pandemic by the government.
Planning an elegant or corporate event? Let the experts at Star Rentals equip you. Give your event that spectacular 5-star experience it deserves with the options of transparent tents of various sizes, indoor and outdoor formal bars and cocktail tables with LED lights, stage, podium with lighting, portable AC units, generators, executive portable washrooms, outdoor light tower, and much more. Call today 226-3020. Online www.starrentalsgy.com. Star Rentals, we got you covered.
A woman and her 6-year-old daughter are dead after their house collapsed on them while they were feeding puppies. Police today identified the victims as Samati Chandra, called Nanda, a 35-year-old farmer, and Christine Sugdio, called Pretty. The incident occurred at 4 p.m. yesterday in Lower Basika Creek, Essequibo River. According to the police, the woman's husband, 45-year-old Tulsi Ram Sugdio, who is also a farmer, was alerted to the tragedy by a neighbor 10 minutes after he left home to work on a nearby plot of land. When he arrived on the scene, he found his wife and daughter pinned beneath the collapsed house. With the assistance from villagers, the bodies were removed and transported via boat to Parika Stelling. The bodies were then transported to the Lenora Cottage Hospital, where they were pronounced dead on arrival by a doctor on duty. They were later escorted to the Ezekiel Funeral Home, awaiting a post-mortem examination. 2 other children resided in the collapsed structure.
Hey, looking for office furniture, stationery, electronics, janitorial supplies, or even dietary products? Okay, stop searching, because we at Imperial Trading have all that and more. Check us out at 73 Section 8 Urban Street, or give us a ring on 639-3785. And be sure to ask about our special discounts. Whatever you need, we got it. Because at Imperial Trading, we operate so you can operate.
Hello?
Grandson, tear up his granny.
Man, granny, what no man?
Grandson, tear up. Good morning. Come, please do something for granny fast now. I want to get some groceries for me from the market.
Man, granny, you could call Trace Delivery Service, you know?
You know about the Trace Delivery Service and you never tell me? Look, just give me the number.
The number is...
All right. It's up. Granddaughter, you reach fast, man.
Yes,
You get the hook up.
Yes, Granny, yes. Anything else? Everything
I
come up
ain't
to
got nothing.
$15,000.
How much it come up to?
15, including the delivery.
Well, I ain't really got to do nothing else. I just got to go by NIS and do some running.
But Granny, we just do the tough for you, know. I got to do sign behind your check and
You
we
make
can
a
go
joke.
for your thing. You ain't got to forget, no COVID card or nothing. We doing everything for you.
All right, hold on. I got it from a thing. Take up where you go in. Step back. Step back. If you didn't go and buy it from me at the market, you want to see what I got in my bag. Good. Clean the
You
feet.
got me such a grandson.
Grandson, my tail.
The Georgian Public Hospital has a new chief executive officer in Robbie Rambaran, who has replaced retired Brigadier George Lewis, whose contract was not renewed. Rambaran, who was the deputy CEO, was acting CEO for a while before moving up to the post. Also today, the ministry announced that former health minister and advisor to the Minister of Health, Dr. Leslie Ramsamy, is now the new chairman of the board of the GPHC, replacing Dr. Madam Rambaran. The appointment is effective from January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022.
For these and other stories, do visit us at our website at www.rdproductionsgy.com.